Okay, so here we are again. Now we are joined by Ori. I don't even know your last names. Do you guys use a last name or?
Not really.
What?
Not really.
Okay. So now we are blessed and honored by the presence of Ori, and Whitefeather and Ori are a wonderful team, and nothing could be done without their beautiful teamwork. So Ori, tell me though a little bit about yourself, whatever you would like.
Well, there's a lot to say.
I bet.
I think the most important thing is what's happening now.
Okay. Well, whatever you like.
Well, now the music is one of the important things that happen to me and to us, and the new life we started and we created in our eco-village, Sagol.
Okay, Ori, so let's get to that, about how the music came. And I'd like to just ask you to talk about what happened to you when she went on her isolation of 3 months and you went on your own path. Can you, I would love to, I just heard a couple of amazing stories. Would you please share them with our audience?
Yeah, I will share some.
Okay.
First of all, I have to say that music, I found that music is not what I thought it is. I started to play music when I was very young, around 12, and it was different kind of music that I play or understand these days. And after a few years, I quit the music and I quit playing, and for something like more than 25 years. And if we go back to this time, so I just received from Dreaming Bear, that White talked about.
Yes, your Palestinian American Indian friend.
American Indian, half Cherokee. He gave me his Native American flute, and he told me, play. And I was like, what I thought about music is that you need to be a professional, and to be a musician you need to study and to practice and to learn and to know some things before you play. And I was like, well, maybe I will play, but I don't know how to play now. So I kept this flute for 3 years without touching it or play.
Okay.
And one day, it was while White was crossing her journey, I just took the flute and I went to the desert for a few days because I felt that still something was in my head, in my thinking. I was thinking that I need to cross something, to understand something, to feel something, so I can cross my path. And through this thinking, I started to understand that it's not something that I need to cross or to see or to understand. It's something that I just need to allow to come. And I just took my flute and I went down to the desert for a few days, and it was a little valley with running water, and I was sitting there looking at the water, and I wanted to sit inside the water, but it was too small, so I started to create I wanted to block the water
to build a dam.
To build a dam, so the water will contain in a small reservoir, so I can sit in. So I started to build this dam, and And then a father and a son came walking up the path, and the father asked me, listen, my kid, he's building a dam down there, further on, and maybe I can call him and he can join you and you can build it together, a big one. So I said, yeah, sure, of course. So he turned and he called him Ori.
Your name?
My name.
Okay.
It was amazing, because then I guess when he came, so I started to think about it when we built it together, that it was like this understanding that I don't need to understand or to know or to do something to get into my path. I just need to allow it to come, like to allow my inner child.
Your little Ori.
Yeah, that I guess.
Come and join you.
Yeah, to come and join me.
To come and play with you.
Yeah, and bring bring the knowledge that kids have without thinking and without any frames to situations. They just do things from what they feel from the inside.
It's an incredible story. I mean, how many people build dams nowadays, and how many? I mean, the odds that he would come by right then and say that his little boy is also building a dam and having your exact name. It's an incredible story.
And I guess this time, more or less, it was the time that I started to open up to the new world of music that I connect today, which is totally different from the world of music that I was connected. Now, the music that is in my life, it's more feelings. And when I play my instruments, I have a lot of instruments, and it's also something new that I can play some instruments. And as the time passed, I touch more different kinds of instruments, and I know how to play them.
Amazing.
And
Which I saw. I witnessed this.
Yeah.
I thought you must have been a musician all of your life. I just recently saw them in their beautiful eco village, Sagol, and I thought you must be a musician all your life. And how did he? And I was wondering, how did you learn to play all these instruments? So how did that? I mean, how did that happen? That all of a sudden, or maybe not all of a sudden, or what?
Well, compared to 40 years, it's quite all of a sudden.
Okay.
But it is a process of, I guess, a couple of years. I just realized that when I quit thinking and connect to what I feel and to the belief that I know something inside, I just need to project it maybe to my instruments. So I just start to play without I don't need to know exactly the notes or how to operate the instrument. I can learn it later. It's not what important. I just play something, and I feel and I hear what's going on and how I feel about it. So I can take my feeling into this sound that I hear, that I create, and it leads to somewhere.
Okay.
And when I go inside in a certain situations, maybe when there's some people and it's a meditation, so the situation helps me to go inside and to find the right vibration, the right energy, the right, or maybe not the right, maybe the exact energies that is around.
For that time and place.
Yeah. And the nice thing is that when I realized that, I tried more and more instruments to see if it works. It's the same, and it is. It works with a lot of instruments, and I could play more and more instruments that I never touched. And then I tried to teach someone to do it, and it works.
Okay.
You just
And you teach children, don't you?
and yeah, I do. I teach them. I don't teach them music. I don't. Sometimes I don't even know how to play the instruments they bring.
Yes.
I just. I guess that I show them that if they will connect inside, and they believe inside, and they will have patience, and they will feel the situation around, they can find inside themselves exactly this feeling how to play, and not necessary to know what they do.
What a metaphor for life. Amazing. Okay, and I understand, like instruments, since you opened yourself, since you had this experience with the dam and little Ori, I understand like instruments have just been coming your way somehow, is that right?
Yes, I just started to imagine what kinds of instruments I would like to play on. And then I met some people, and through these people and through my imagination, what kind of instruments I would like to have, they come to me.
Okay.
If it's the pantam that it's very hard to find.
The what? The what?
Pantam.
Hung drum.
The hung drum.
Okay.
It's very hard to find today hung drum, and there's so many scales. And when I wanted my hung drum, eventually I found 3 of them. A friend of mine that brought this hung drum more than 10 years ago to Israel, he had 3 of them, and he offered me to choose one of them. It was very expensive, and he said, listen, you should choose one of them quickly as you can, because the other 2 needs to go to some other 2 people.
Yes.
And if you want, you can choose, but you know, to be the first one. And I went all the way to Jerusalem to play these hung drums and to choose one of them, and I was not sure. I felt that it's not the right one for me.
Yes.
And he was like, what? You have such an amazing opportunity. I found 3 of them for you to choose one, and you don't know. Well, take 1 more 2 days, no more, otherwise I'm going to give them to the other people.
Yeah.
And he sent me in the email, he playing on these 3 different hangs, so I can listen and choose by listening. And I told him, listen, it's not the one for me. I heard the right hang drum that I would like to have. And he said, listen, the one that you're talking about does not exist. It's so rare. It's so rare. There's only few of them. And I can't believe that you're going to find them. So maybe you're going to lose the chance to have one.
Yes.
And I said, I believe that it's going to happen. And 2 days after, he called me himself and told me, listen, I don't believe.
Ah.
A friend of mine called me and told me, listen, I have a hung drum, exactly the scale that you wanted. And he asked me to find a different one for him so he can change, because he wants to get into a different vibration of music, and this hung drum is not exactly for him anymore.
Whoa.
And it's the one that you want. So it's waiting for you here. You can come to Jerusalem to take it.
I never even heard that word. What are you saying? Humdrum?
Hung drum. Hung drum.
How do you spell that?
I will play a little bit.
How would I spell that?
H, U,
My translator.
U or A, I don't know. Hung, and N-G, and then drum.
What
D-R-U-M.
What culture is this from?
It's quite new. Around 13 years ago, they started to create it in Switzerland. Nice couple.
Okay.
The Felix couple in Switzerland. They created. It's based on 2 different instruments. One is
Still drum.
steel drum,
Okay.
and the other side is udu. which usually made from clay.
Okay.
But these two instruments create this amazing sound.
Well, I'm all ears, as we say here in Israel. Kolei Ozen.
All right.
Ooh. Oh. Whoa.
This is the hung drum.
Whoa. Oh my goodness. And you say it's only recently been invented.
Yeah,
It sounds ancient to me.
I guess it's
quite
ancient.
new.
It's like the crystal balls are from Atlantis, and it's just made by this 20, 30 years. Also, I believe that the hung drum was in the Bet HaMikdash,
Okay.
the
It's-
temple.
To me, it sounds very Asian. I don't know. But it sounds ancient for
That's
sure.
how it feels, yeah.
Again, if somebody wants to Google one of these things, hum?
Hung.
Hung.
H-U-N-G?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hung drum.
Hum drum.
Yeah. Or pan-tam. Pan-tam.
P-A-N?
Mhm.
Yeah.
T-A-N?
Yeah. That's in Hebrew actually, pantam, but hung drum is more universal name.
Okay. And as for these crystal balls, the technology hasn't existed to make them only the last 30 years.
Exactly.
Nobody could make one of these
No,
things.
but you know that we had a lot of knowledge in the Maurya time and Atlantis
Yes.
time. So they said to be used in Atlantis, and now to regain that knowledge and to bring it through the high tech. It's really amazing.
It is amazing.
Yes.
Okay.
And also, you know, you can hear us playing together crystal balls and other
Whoa.
instruments with their band. We have a band called Sound and Spirit Project.
Yes.
And you can hear all instruments together, crystal balls and the pantom together, and singing sounds and all together.
Do you have CDs?
Yes, we have one working on the other.
And people could find out by Googling your
Yeah, just write Sound
email.
and Spirit Project.
Okay.
And
I
I'll find it.
recommend. Okay, Ori, what is this amazing thing you have in front of you?
Maybe you should tell how you got it. This is really amazing.
This instrument is Persian santur. I don't know how to play Persian music,
Okay.
but I know to do something else with this instrument. This instrument is very special. I like it. For a long time I wanted to play on this instrument, but it's very expensive and very special and rare, and to have the real one, sometimes you need to go overseas. And one day, not so long, one of the women in our course, she asked me, well, you have so many instruments, which one is the next one that you are planning to get? So I said, well, I'm dreaming about Persian santur. But, so she said, you know what? You got one. I asked, what do you mean?
Oh
So
my
she
God.
said, well, I just bought one, a new one, the best one from
Handmade.
handmade from the best house that created in Iran. And I don't use it. It just sits in the box in the house, and you know what? I think it waits for you to play on it. So you know what? Just come and have it
Oh my.
until the next time I'm gonna need it. I don't know. Just have it. So I had it, and I play on it now.
Yeah.
And
Oh, my.
It's really amazing because I received a very crystal ball
Yeah.
as a present, and also gave some healing for a friend that gave me this big crystal ball. And the moment you call and say, "Oh, how is my santur?" and we said, maybe you want a crystal ball?" And she said, "Yeah, I would really love a crystal ball." And we said, "So you have a crystal ball?" And she said, "Okay, you have the santur."
My God.
Yeah.
What a friend.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is the music
So this
story.
is the santur. I'll play it.
Okay. Oh. Whoa.
Healing music.
Ori, your music is so mystical, and it radiates this powerful, ancient feel. Very, very beautiful. Whoa.
I invite you
Yeah.
to join one of the sessions, the music sessions that I give. I invite everyone. I sit with all my instruments around me,
Whoa.
and people lie all around the place I sit with the head towards the center, towards the place I sit, all around, like sun. And just for an hour, I just play.
What a trip.
No talking.
What a trip that
No.
must be.
No need to explain anything. Just to lie down, to close the eyes, and to allow the music observe into your body, into your cells.
Oh.
And I play. I have a lot of instruments. They all very quiet and nice and very powerful. And it's a great experience. And
Whoa. That went deep into my body. Whoa. It's just a vibrator. Wow. Okay. I've never seen either of these instruments before or heard them. Okay.
more than a year ago, we were playing in a event, and during this event there was a very strong meditation, and I received through this meditation this geometric shapes, the sacred geometric shapes that through the meditation that was going through all the energetic points in the body, all the chakras, I received the geometric shapes, observing into each one of my chakras.
Whoa.
Different geometric shapes.
Whoa.
And the strongest one was the Merkaba. And since then, I kept it in my mind, and I guess it observed into my body and stayed there. And since then, the Merkaba process started. And
What do you mean the Merkaba process?
I will tell you about it. I had a vision that I'm building a huge Merkaba, like few meter high, like huge Merkaba.
Yeah, like a three-dimensional Star of David, yeah.
Exactly. I imagined that I build one of these, like from a big pole, wooden pole, very strong, hang and crystals hang in the corners of it, and it's standing on the point inside the ground, and it's very strong structure energetically. It's
Yes.
very strong and powerful shape. And technically, it's very easy for me to build it. I build things more complicated than this, so I thought, yeah, no problem. I already had it in my mind. I'm going to take 12 poles, I'm going to connect it, easy, I'm going to build it. But it took me more than a year to do it. And I guess it's the process that I had to go through the music, through the Merkaba energy, through the place. Our village had a process of getting ready to receive this energy and this Merkaba on the land. And so this more than a year process of building this Merkaba was slowly getting there. First the wood, then the numbers and the calculations, and then to understand how strong it's going to be, and then to find a place, and then to get the crystals, and then to find the time and the energy inside of me to start to connect all these parts together, and then in the end the time that we felt that this Merkaba needs to be ready too. And this time was not long ago. It was this amazing event that we host in our village. You want to say some words about this
It's a World
day?
Sound Healing that is happening all over the world, and we are hosting it in Israel. And also, I think it's very important to say that Ori was, just before building the Merkaba, he was just going through a 21-day fasting.
Amazing.
So he was getting really ready to
Yeah,
hold this energy.
There was not any plan. It was just, it was the right time and order of things to do. And today this Merkaba, amazing Merkaba, it's more than 4 meter height.
It is amazing. I had the privilege of being there when you initiated it on the World Sound Healing Day. And
Literally being there. You were inside of it singing.
I was inside of it singing.
Yeah.
So I helped initiate too. So, and there's such an energy, my God. It's a beautiful thing. It's beautiful.
This place really, creating it, this place, it's really have a very powerful frequency, this energy of this land. It's where every time we're so surprised at what it gives us and what it gives the people that are coming there. So much healing. And everything that we went through is on this land. And we feel that it's a really powerful portal that we're sitting on and creating it while our consciousness is evolving, and every person that is coming is creating this energy portal more and more powerful. So
Yes.
it's like a place that is for people that want to really connect to this new energy that is coming and to transform through sound healing, through music, through...
Absolutely. I feel different since I've come back. Okay. So I recommend you come and see it. And what is it? What does the Merkaba do? It connects heaven and earth. Isn't that right?
Yeah, the Merkaba it made of 2 pyramids. One point
Yes.
go to the up energy, and one point is going down to the earth.
Yes.
But it's connect together. It's
Yes.
not 2 pyramids touch each other. It's connect together.
Yes.
So the middle of this Merkaba, this structure, it's very strong point, and all the crystals, there's 8 crystals pointed to the center,
Yes.
and the next plan is to hang a bed in the middle of this Merkaba,
Yes.
2 meter long bed, so people can lie on the bed in the very center of this Merkaba and meditate.
Yes.
And of course, we're gonna play the crystal balls around the Merkaba
Wow,
when someone's
wow, wow.
lying there.
I
With
can
these
imagine.
amazing instruments, and I hope I connect it to the ground strong enough so it won't start to turn around and fly with some dimension.
Okay.
Well, because that's the real thing, actually.
Yes.
The Merkaba, the Merkava, it's not
It's in Hebrew a chariot.
yeah, it's not a trolley with 2 wheels that people cross dimension with. That's the Merkaba. It's this
Energetic
energetic
It's a physical
structure.
model of what we all have around our bodies.
Exactly.
Exactly.
But just we have to activate them.
That's what we did on the World Sound Healing Day.
So-
We activated it.
Okay, yes. Maybe some closing words. What about the crystalline body? Is there anything? But that's what we've been doing. I guess anybody even listening to that music, watching the film, would have helped to activate their crystalline body. Any words about what we need to understand about that, or maybe it's not about intellectual understanding.
Of course, it's not about intellectual understanding, but I would like to say something about that because it connects us to our DNA, and a lot of us in these years, and not only in these years, a little bit before, a lot of people around the world and amazing teachers and masters already have a lot of DNA that is activated. And now we're learning not only to activate it, but also to bring more light to it and to bring its resonance higher and higher every time. And that's why it's so important to connect to the earth while we are connected to the crystalline, because there is a crystalline matrix around the earth. We have a crystalline body, and when we're connecting that, we are becoming this crystalline in nature into one vibration that is vibrating in the possibility of receiving more and more energy from the center of our Milky Way galaxy. That was so complicated. I'm like, but it's not that complicated. We just have to really, it's sometimes I say to people, just to be in gratitude.
Yes.
To give thanks, to give thanks to our water,
yes,
to our food, to give blessing, and to respect each other, to respect the land, to do really things that are very simple, but this is what we need to do, and our DNA will be activated while we're respecting the land.
Yes.
While we're respecting each other, while we're connecting to our heart and to the love that is in every one of us.
Amen. That couldn't have been said better. Or any final words? Or maybe one last something?
Yeah, I can play more.
One more song.
One more song. You wanna have the hang song from the CD?
Mm-hmm.
My words is most of the time is music.
Okay.
I talk less and I play more.
Okay.
And I suggest all of you that hearing us now, believe that you can play the instrument that you want to and more, and just take the instrument that you want, try, play with it, believe, don't think, just feel. And if you need, I can lead you to this right point in you to find the music.
Yes, I believe you can. Okay.
So let's play a little bit more.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey. Whoa. Okay. That went well.